Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Meditation Momma podcast. We are still in season 2, where we are sharing the teaching stories that my students love, their favorite stories. And in this episode, episode 8, the story we're sharing is a story called The Glass of Water. And this is another one of those stories that there's, quite a few different versions out there. And I'll be honest with you, this one is probably an amalgamation of several different ones. And uh, I I hope it will inspire you to remember, why are you here? Why are you here? So, hi everyone. I'm Caren Prentice. I'm the founder of Meditation Momma, and let's begin with our story, The Glass of Water. So, once upon a yogi time, a wise master was traveling through the desert with his servant, and they'd been traveling for weeks and weeks, and the master was a little tired, and he had gotten quite thirsty. And the village was not too much far ahead of them, but the master was ready to sit down and rest. So they found a place for him to sit and rest in the shade. And he asked the servant to go into the village to get him some water so he could finish the journey to the village. And the servant was like, of course, I'll go get you some water. I'll be right back. And the master says, now, come back, okay? Don't forget what you're going for. You're going just to get me a glass of water and then come on back. The servant goes, of course, I'll remember, not a problem. I'll be right back. And the master says for the third time, okay, be sure to come back. Don't forget. Remember that what you went for was a glass of water and come back. And the servants look at him like, what is he talking about? Of course, I'm going to come back. I'll be right back. It'll just take me a couple hours. So the servant scurries off to get to the village to get the water for his beloved master. And he gets to the village, and there's all the shops are in the village square, and he goes up to one to get a glass of water. And as he arrives, he sees the most beautiful, beautiful young woman he's ever seen. And they lock eyes, and he is immediately kind of, wow, wow, he's kind of enchanted. And so he sort of lingers a bit and is looking at the fruit, looking at a few things, and they kind of start up a conversation. And he says, "Yeah, do you have a glass of water?" And she says, "Of course we do, of course we do." And she gets the glass of water, and he's holding it, and he's talking to her, and her dad sees all this. Her mom sees this going on, and they think he's obviously uh, uh, a nice catch, and so they're intrigued, and they're kind of watching this interaction. They like him. They can see that their daughter really likes him. So they encourage the conversation, and the servant puts a glass of water down as they offer him to come and see more of what their operation does. And he's looking around, and they're just getting along great. And he goes, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go. I need to take this water back to my master in the desert." And they say, "Oh, wait. Before you go, you've been here a while. You probably haven't had anything to eat today. Why don't you stay and have some lunch with us? Just have some lunch." And he's like, "Well, actually, you're right. Okay. All right." And so they have lunch, and he has even more fun. And of course, they invite in all the neighbors and family to come meet this guy. And he's having such a great time. And then he's kind of full. And they say, "Well, why don't you just take a little rest before you go back to your master?" So he's like, "Okay." And he kind of takes a short little rest. But really, what he's interested in is that beautiful young woman. And when he gets up from the nap, he goes to get his water, and he's about ready to head back out to take it to his master. And the dad needs some help with some stuff. So of course he's going to stay and help. And he helps and helps, and then it's getting a little late, and it's like, you might as well just stay for dinner. You've been working all afternoon. Just let me feed you one last meal before you go. So he stays for dinner, and he has such a good time, and he has a little bit of wine, and he's feeling great. He's just loving these people. He's loving this young girl. He's loving the whole thing. And he's a little tipsy by the end of the evening. And so they're like, why don't you take the water in the morning and you could just spend the night here because you're really not ready. You're not in good shape to go out into the desert. He's like, you're right. So he spends the night. He wakes up in the morning and he remembers he needs to take the water, but they need some help with something else. And you can see where this is going. Just little by little, day by day, he gets involved in this really wonderful experience. He loves this family, their friends. He's getting to know the daughter better and better, and he's starting to have real feelings for her. And every once in a while, he thinks about the water and he goes, okay, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. And eventually, as time passes, he marries the daughter. They have a family, and now he's not even remembering the glass of water anymore. They have a family and they have their own children, and he's running the business, and he's very, very happy. Very, very happy and content with his life. And he's in working hard, building a house, his a life. His kids are now growing and getting older, having their own kids. And one day, a flood comes through the village, washes everything. His store, the house, everything just gets washed away in this flood. And as he's carried downstream in the flood, the flow of water deposits him at the feet of his master. The master looks at him and goes, "Wow, I just wanted a glass. You didn't have to bring me the whole river." And greets the servant with a smile. The smile jumps up, hugs his master, and is so apologetic, and realizes now why the master had said 3 times, remember to come back. And the young man understood. And what did he understand? He understood what most of us experience all the time, is that we get involved, we get distracted, and we forget why we came. And we all came here for a purpose. We all came here for something. Well, actually, I'm going to put out there that perhaps we all came here for a purpose. And in the meditation world, we came here to really gain a better understanding of the nature of life, the nature of this power of creation we have, the nature of humans, the nature of all of it. We came in to have a really rich experience, to enhance our understanding of who we truly, truly are. But we get down here and it's just so involving, right? This earth life, it's so distracting. There's so much drama, there's so many stories, there's so many things to do, people to know. There's situations, there's relationships, there's careers, there's families, there's music, there's dance, there's art, there's writing, there's business, there's science, there's inventing, there's exploring. There's so much here that we get involved and we get caught up and we forget who we are. We forget that what we came for was to balance our awareness. We came in here to as we said in an earlier episode, we came in here to become aware of the quality of our soul and to choose the qualities that bring us happiness and a sense of connection and remembering who we are. But it's so, sometimes they use the word juicy or yummy or seductive, this life we have. And we get totally caught up and we think that it's all about this. It's all about this. It's all about this. And then what happens is, unlike the story, we get dissatisfied. We get the stuff, we get the relationships, we get the family, and for not everybody, but for many, there's something missing. It's like, why? What's the point? Why am I doing all this? What is the point of all this? And there's a sense of real deep dissatisfaction is the word. It's like we don't feel connected. We feel alone. There's all this distraction, but it's not filling us. It's not feeding us. It's not nourishing us. And so the phrase we use is remember. Remember that you are a part of life. You're not apart from life. And when we get in here, we start getting involved with all this stuff of our earth lives, we we think that we're separate. And we think that it's about me. It's whatever's going on. It's about me and my partner. It's about me and my kids, me and the job, me and my staff, me and whatever it is for you, right? We feel separate. And the remember, the remember is remember you're not separate. Remember you are so connected to something so much bigger than your little consciousness. And it's and part of why we're here is to learn how to remember and have this experience at the same time. That chop wood, carry water before enlightenment, after enlightenment. Oh, chop wood, carry water, but now I remember. Now I remember. And so that's the point. That's why we're here. For some of us, meditation land. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but certainly if your life feels empty or lonely or disconnected and it's or not meaningful, it's lost its meaning. It doesn't, there's something missing. You just can feel it. Then, oh, maybe it's because you've forgotten. I've forgotten. We've forgotten. We are a part of something. And maybe if we took a little time to meditate or to approach life the way a meditator does, we can remember and we can find, oh, there it is, that connection. I am a part of something more than just this everyday stuff. And we find that connection by first turning inward, right? Which meditation trains us to do, to quiet the mind, to still the mind, to be present in the moment. And somewhere in that presence, something opens up. We don't create it, we don't force it. It's just something that happens. Opens up and we feel connected to so much more and we remember. And we don't have to remember every minute of every day. It's enough to just remember once. And you remember and you bring that remembering back with you. And one of the things I love about, if I hope many of you have heard of Ram Dass. He was um, the yogi from the 60s, American, who wrote the book Be Here Now. He was kind of one of that incredible group of souls who went out to the East and came back with these teachings for us. And they really did help change the trajectory of so many of our paths. But he wrote the book called Be Here Now. And one of the things he brought, at least it's where I heard this, was the phrase, 3 words, 3 words. What's the purpose? Why are we here? We are here to love, serve, and remember. To love, serve, and remember. And so the question becomes, what does love? At every juncture, can you choose what makes my heart grow bigger? What makes my capacity to love grow more? And feeling that love is fulfilling. We're here to serve not just our own needs and ourselves, but to serve life itself. We are part of something bigger. And so we serve our families, we serve each other, we serve life. And sometimes it means we have to put ourselves second in order to serve. But never, ever, ever, ever does it mean being a doormat or a victim. I just want to be clear on that. And then we remember in this process, it's kind of one of those beautiful things when you love, when you serve, you remember. When you remember, you want to love, you want to serve. It's like the 3 of them just kind of work together in this beautiful little soup we call life. So there we go, folks. That's the glass of water. Don't forget why you came. Remember why you're here. Remember, when you get caught up in all of this stuff, remember, there's more. There's more. So I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that made sense. I love that story. And sometimes when things get hard, I use it to remind myself, oh, wait a minute, Caren, wait a minute. Whew, take a breath. Love. What's in the way of love? It's okay to serve. Things don't always have to go my way. I'm here to serve something bigger than me. And remember who you are. Remember you are a part of life, not apart from life. And with that, my friends, we're coming to the end of our series. We've got one more story for you for next week. And in the meantime, I hope this was meaningful, and I wish you all a most blessed and delightful week. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. I do hope you found something that was helpful or meaningful or maybe even inspiring. If you have any questions, please email me at podcast@meditationmomma, MOMMA.com, and I'll be sure to answer them on one of our upcoming episodes. And in the meantime, let's all just take a moment to just let our attention drop into that heart center, and let's take this thought with us into the rest of our day, the rest of our week.
May I be happy, may I be free, joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May I live wisely, flowing downstream, row my boat gently and sing merrily. May you be happy, may you be free, joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May you live wisely, flowing downstream, row your boat gently and sing merrily. May all be happy, may they be free, joyous, grateful, safe and at ease. May they live wisely, flowing downstream, row their boats gently and sing merrily.